Adopt a millionaire mindset. Acting as if you are a millionaire begins in the mind long before it shows in your bank account. Wealth isn't just money. It's a mindset, a way of thinking, and a standard you set for yourself. When you adopt the millionaire mindset, you stop living in limitation and start thinking in terms of possibilities. This mental shift is what separates those who remain stuck from those who eventually rise. A millionaire doesn't think, I can't afford this. They think, how can I afford this? The difference is subtle but powerful. One mindset closes the door, the other opens it. If you're constantly telling yourself something is impossible, your brain will stop looking for solutions. But if you tell yourself, there's a way, I just need to find it, your mind gets to work generating ideas, connections, and opportunities. Millionaires focus on growth, not scarcity. Most people spend their time cutting costs, avoiding risks, and shrinking their lifestyle to fit their income. Wealthy thinkers expand their opportunities, seek multiple income streams, and look for ways to increase value, not just save pennies. That doesn't mean being reckless with money, but it does mean thinking bigger. Another part of the millionaire mindset is investing in yourself. Millionaires treat personal growth as their greatest asset. They read daily, attend seminars, hire coaches, and surround themselves with people who challenge them to be better. They know that one powerful idea, one new skill, or one right connection can multiply their success. If you want to act like a millionaire, start by investing in your knowledge and abilities. Millionaires also practice delayed gratification. The average person seeks instant pleasure, buying the latest gadget, eating out constantly, or taking on debt to appear wealthy. Real millionaires are willing to wait, to build, to delay the reward for something much greater. They understand that wealth is built through consistent effort, patience, and reinvestment. They don't need to flaunt it at every stage because they know true success isn't about showing off. It's about freedom. Another key element is solution-oriented thinking. Problems will always come, but millionaires don't get stuck complaining. They see problems as, while most people say, this is a disaster, a millionaire might say, this is a challenge, and challenges lead to innovation. The ability to stay calm, think strategically, and make smart decisions under pressure is part of what keeps them ahead. Millionaires also set clear, measurable goals. They don't wander through life hoping something good will happen. They have specific targets, deadlines, and action plans. Instead of saying, I want to be rich, they say, I will earn E-byte in the next year by doing X, Y, and Z. This level of clarity allows them to measure progress and stay focused, even when motivation fades. One more vital trait is abundance mentality. People with a scarcity mindset believe that if someone else wins, they lose. Millionaires know there's enough success to go around. They share ideas, collaborate, and build partnerships instead of hoarding opportunities. This openness often leads to more connections, deals, and wealth than trying to compete with everyone. And perhaps most importantly, millionaires see themselves as worthy. They believe they deserve success, wealth, and happiness, not because they're entitled, but because they're willing to do the work. Many people subconsciously sabotage themselves because deep down, they don't feel they're good enough. Millionaires remove that mental block. They remind themselves daily, I am capable. I am worthy. I am prepared. To adopt a millionaire mindset today, you can start with these practical steps. Replace limiting thoughts with empowering ones. Ask, how can I, instead of I can't. Focus on creating value, not just cutting costs. Read daily and learn from those ahead of you. Delay gratification in favor of long-term growth. See problems as opportunities to innovate. Set clear, measurable goals and track your progress. Build an abundance mindset. Collaborate, don't compete. Believe in your worth and capacity to succeed. When you truly start thinking like a millionaire, your actions will naturally follow. Your decisions will shift from fear-based to growth-based. You'll notice opportunities you never saw before. And over time, your reality will begin to match your mindset. Because wealth doesn't start with the money you have. It starts with the thoughts you choose to believe every single day. Upgrade your daily habits. Once you've built the millionaire mindset, the next step is to make your daily habits match the person you want to become. This is where the gap between dreams and reality closes. Mindset shapes direction, but habits shape results. You can't think like a millionaire in the morning and live like a procrastinator the rest of the day. Every choice you make, from the moment you wake up to the moment you sleep, either moves you closer to wealth or keeps you stuck where you are. Millionaires understand that small habits compound into massive results over time. Just as bad habits silently drain your potential, good habits quietly build your fortune. You don't need to change everything overnight, but you do need to be intentional about what you do daily. Think of habits as the autopilot of your life. Set them up correctly, and they work for you even when motivation fades. One of the most powerful millionaire habits is waking up early with a plan. Successful people know that the first hours of the day are prime time for focus, creativity, and high-value work. When the world is quiet, your mind is sharp, and distractions are minimal. This is when you can think strategically, plan your moves, and work on the most important tasks before the noise of the day takes over. Millionaires also guard their energy by taking care of their health. They understand that a tired, sluggish body produces poor decisions and low productivity. Exercise, healthy eating, and sufficient sleep aren't luxuries, they're performance tools. A healthy body fuels a sharp mind, and a sharp mind makes better business and financial choices. Another key habit is consistent learning. Millionaires dedicate time each day to reading, studying, and expanding their knowledge. They don't rely on outdated skills or yesterday's wins. They know that industries evolve, markets change, and innovation moves fast, so they make learning part of their lifestyle. Even Earthers to Stancers minutes of focused learning daily can put you years ahead of those who stop growing. Time management is another critical area. Wealthy people protect their time like it's gold because they say no to low-value activities and focus on what truly moves them forward. They use calendars, planners, and prioritization systems to ensure that their time is spent on income-generating activities, skill building, and relationship building, not endless scrolling gossip or busy work. Millionaires also practice intentional spending habits. While they may have the means to splurge, they make spending decisions strategically. They don't spend to impress others, they spend to improve their life, increase their productivity, or create more opportunities. They understand the difference between assets and liabilities. And they aim to put more money into things that grow in value rather than drain it. Networking is another habit baked into their daily routine. Wealthy people deliberately connect with others, whether through lunch meetings, industry events, or even short check-ins. They know that opportunities often come through people, not just hard work. Building and maintaining strong relationships is a daily practice, not something they do only when they need help. One more underrated habit is reflection. Millionaires often take time at the end of the day to review what worked, what didn't, and what they'll improve tomorrow. This habit keeps them from drifting aimlessly and ensures they're always adjusting and improving. If you want to start upgrading your daily habits today, here are some steps you can follow. Wake up early and use the first hour for planning and focus. Exercise and eat healthy to keep your energy and clarity high. Dedicate daily time to learning new skills or knowledge. Schedule your day and protect your time fiercely. Spend money with intention. Prioritize assets over liabilities. Connect with at least one person daily who inspires or challenges you. Review your day every night and set goals for the next one. Your daily habits are like invisible architects, quietly building the life you'll have 5 years from now. If you're disciplined about them, you'll create momentum that carries you forward, even on days you feel unmotivated. Acting like a millionaire isn't about pretending to have money you don't. It's about living with the discipline, focus, and intention that wealthy people use to stay ahead. Over time, those habits will not only make you feel like a millionaire, they'll help you become one. Build your network like the wealthy. One of the most powerful truths about wealth is this: your network can open doors that money alone can't. Millionaires understand that success is rarely a solo journey. It's built through relationships, collaborations, and connections with people who inspire, challenge, and support you. While most people focus on what they can get, wealthy individuals focus on what they can give, and in doing so, they naturally attract valuable connections. Building your network like the wealthy starts with intentionality. Millionaires don't leave their relationships to chance. They deliberately seek out environments where they can meet people who are ahead of them in business, mindset, or expertise. They go to industry conferences, exclusive events, mastermind groups, and even online communities where growth-minded people gather. They know that if you want to level up your life, you have to spend time with people who are already living at the level you aspire to reach. A key difference in how wealthy people network is value. First thinking. Instead of approaching others with, "What can you do for me?" they ask, "How can I help you?" This mindset creates trust and goodwill, making people far more likely to want to work with them or refer opportunities their way. Whether it's sharing a resource, making an introduction, or giving useful feedback, offering value without expecting something immediately in return builds strong, genuine relationships. Millionaires also stay connected consistently. They don't wait until they need a favor to reach out. They send quick check-in messages, share articles, congratulate others on achievements, or invite people for coffee just to catch up. This ongoing effort keeps relationships warm and ensures they're top of mind when opportunities arise. Another habit wealthy people practice is diversifying their network. They don't limit themselves to people in their own industry or background. They connect with entrepreneurs, creatives, investors, educators, and even those in completely different fields. This diversity exposes them to fresh perspectives, innovative ideas, and unexpected opportunities that they might never encounter in their own circle. In building their networks, millionaires also surround themselves with excellence. They intentionally seek out mentors who can guide them, peers who can challenge them, and rising talents they can support. They understand that being around ambitious, capable, and positive people raises their own standards. As the saying goes, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Millionaires take that seriously. Importantly, they leverage technology wisely to expand their network. They use LinkedIn, professional forums, and curated social media connections not just to promote themselves, but to engage meaningfully. They comment thoughtfully on posts, share insights, and participate in discussions where decision makers and innovators gather. Building a millionaire-level network also requires integrity. Wealthy people know that reputation is currency. They follow through on promises, respect confidentiality, and treat everyone, from the CEO to the intern, with respect. People talk, and a reputation for honesty and reliability spreads quickly, opening doors that money can't buy. For someone starting today, here are practical ways to build your network like the wealthy Sirdans. Be intentional. Choose events, communities, and platforms where growth-minded people gather. Lead with value. Always offer something useful before asking for help. Stay consistent. Check in regularly with your connections, even when you don't need anything. Diversify your circle. Connect with people from different industries and backgrounds. Find mentors and peers. Surround yourself with those who inspire and challenge you. Use tech strategically. Participate in online communities and professional platforms. Guard your reputation. Always follow through and treat others with respect. The truth is, opportunities don't just appear out of nowhere. They're usually passed along through people, Your next investor, client, or breakthrough idea could come from a conversation you have tomorrow. Millionaires know that the right network can save years of trial and error, and that relationships are often more valuable than money itself. If you start building your network today with the same mindset and consistency as the wealthy, you'll find that doors open faster, opportunities multiply, and your journey to financial success accelerates beyond what you thought possible. Make decisions based on long-term value. Millionaires think differently when it comes to decision making. While most people focus on immediate comfort or short-term rewards, the wealthy focus on long-term value, choices that may require sacrifice today, but pay off exponentially in the future. Acting as if you are a millionaire means training yourself to think beyond the next week, month, or even year, and instead making decisions with a vision that stretches into the next decade or more. One of the first shifts in this area is understanding the difference between spending and investing. Average thinkers see money as something to be spent when they have it. Millionaire thinkers see money as a tool to grow more money. They ask, if I put my resources here, what will it produce over the next Usir or Arses years? This perspective prevents them from wasting money on trends, unnecessary luxuries, or quick wins that fade, and instead pushes them toward assets, skills, and opportunities that increase in value over time. Millionaires also apply long-term thinking to skills development. Instead of chasing the hottest, fastest-paying opportunities, they ask themselves what skills will remain valuable for years to come. This is why they often invest in leadership training, financial literacy, negotiation skills, public speaking, or advanced technical abilities, all of which continue to produce value far into the future. Another hallmark of long-term decision-making is delaying gratification. While many people struggle to wait for results, wealthy individuals are masters of patience. They're willing to work for months, years, or even decades before reaping the rewards. They understand that major success often comes from compounding, whether it's compounding investments, relationships, skills, or reputation. Wealthy decision makers also evaluate opportunity cost. They ask, if I choose this, what am I giving up? Every yes is a no to something else. So they guard their time, money, and energy carefully. They avoid getting pulled into distractions or short-term ventures that could block them from bigger opportunities down the line. When it comes to business, millionaires think about scalability and sustainability. Instead of asking, will this make me money right now? They ask, will this still be producing value years from now? And can it grow without requiring me to do all the work? They prefer building systems, teams, and assets that generate income passively or semi-passively than relying solely on active labor. Long-term thinking also shows up in relationship choices. Millionaires invest time in people they see as part of their future, not just convenient connections in the moment. They nurture partnerships, collaborations, and friendships that can grow stronger and more valuable over decades. They understand that trust and loyalty take time to build, and they never sacrifice a long-term relationship for a short-term gain. Another area where long-term value matters is health. Wealth without health. So the wealthy often make decisions that protect and enhance their physical and mental well-being for decades to come. They're careful with diet, exercise, stress management, and work-life balance because they know burnout or illness can derail years of progress. For someone who wants to start making decisions based on long-term value today, here are some practical actions. Before making a purchase, ask, will this give me lasting value or just a quick thrill? Invest in skills that will remain valuable in the next years. Be willing to delay gratification if it means greater rewards later. Evaluate opportunity costs before saying yes to anything. Focus on building systems and assets, not just one-time income. Nurture relationships that will matter decades from now. Make health decisions that protect your future self. The beauty of long-term value thinking is that it compounds. The good decisions you make today don't just pay you once. They can pay you again and again, sometimes in ways whether it's a business you built, a connection you nurtured, or a skill you mastered. These long-term investments become the foundation of your wealth. Because acting as if you are a millionaire means resisting the temptation of short-term comfort in favor of long-term freedom. It's about looking ahead, seeing the bigger picture, and making every choice with your future self in mind. Over time, this way of thinking transforms not just your finances, but your entire life. Because the future you're building will be far richer than anything a quick decision could ever give you. Acting as if you are a millionaire is not about pretending to live a lifestyle you can't afford. It's about building the mindset, habits, relationships, and decision-making patterns that naturally lead to wealth. Money is the byproduct of who you become, and everything you've learned here is about shaping yourself into the kind of person who attracts and sustains success. When you adopt a millionaire mindset, you stop seeing limitations and start seeing possibilities. You begin to think bigger, ask better questions, and refuse to settle for mediocrity. Your thoughts create your actions, and your actions create your results. So the richer your mindset, richer your income. When you upgrade your daily habits, you put that mindset into action. You create momentum by aligning your routines with your goals. Small, consistent actions, waking up early, learning daily, protecting your time, managing your energy, may seem ordinary in the moment, but over months and years, they create extraordinary results. When you build your network like the wealthy, you open doors that you could never force open on your own. You surround yourself with people who inspire, challenge, and support you. You offer value without expecting immediate returns, and in doing so, you become the kind of person others want to help. Opportunities begin to flow naturally because your relationships are built on trust and mutual benefit. And when you make decisions based on long-term value, you stop chasing quick wins and start building lasting success. You learn to delay gratification, invest in assets, and protect your time, health, and relationships. You think in decades, not days, and that's how true wealth is created and sustained. The truth is, you don't have to wait until you have $1 million to live like a millionaire. You can start right now by thinking differently, acting intentionally, and aligning your life with the principles we've covered. If you consistently do this, the external results will eventually match the internal transformation. Wealth is a journey, not a single event. Every day you choose to think bigger, act smarter, and plan further ahead, you're taking another step toward the freedom and abundance you want. And one day, you'll look back and realize you didn't just act as if you were a millionaire. You became one